Hi! So I have decided that I am going to do another reading vlog, and I'm gonna read two Arthurian legend retellings. So one of them is Legendborn. I'm gonna go ahead and read that one. I've heard so many good things about that, so I wanna go ahead and read that. And then the other book that I wanna read is this one that I've had on my shelf for quite some time and just haven't got around to it, and that is Once and Future by Amy Rose Capetta and Corey McCarthy. This is another gender-bent King Arthur retelling, and I started it a while ago via audio, and I decided that I wanted to read it physically, so I bought it, and then it's just been sitting on my shelves waiting. So I want to go ahead and read both of those in this vlog. So the first one I'm going to read is Legendborn because I have the audiobook, and then I will read Once and Future after that. Since they're the same type of story, I don't want to read them at the same time. So I'm going to read one and then read the other, but that is the plan for this reading vlog. Okay, so I am on my way to the spa. I have a couple clients today, and I am gonna listen to Legendborn on the way there and on the way home. But I did listen to a little bit of it last night, and I'm like 15%, maybe a little over 15% of the way into it, and I am not 100% sure what exactly is going on, and I think that might be because she doesn't know exactly what's going on. Bree, our main character, who I think is supposed to be the King Arthur figure in this book, not 100% sure about that. We will see. But pretty much her mother died, and she's now finding out that her memory was erased, but it's starting to come back, and she's realizing that there's magic and things like that in the world that she had no idea about, and that these Merlins are the ones who erased her memory, and she thinks that a Merlin is what killed her mother, and so she's wanting to get in with this order to be able to get into the inside secrets pretty much and see if she can figure out what's going on and what happened to her mother. So she is gonna have to join this tournament, it's looking to prove herself and to pass whatever she needs to pass to get into this order so that she can find out the secrets, because she's hearing all these terms of Shadowborn, Legendborn, all these things that she doesn't know what they mean because she doesn't have any idea what's going on. So that is kind of where we're at right now. It seems like her goal and the plot, so to speak, is finding out what happened to her mother. So I don't know if that's going to change later on. I'm assuming it's going to change, that's not going to be the main driving force for the whole book, but we will see. So far, I'm kind of in the middle on how I feel about it. I don't like it, but I don't dislike it either. It's just kind of meh, this is all right. So it is a 19-hour audiobook, so I'm hoping that I do start to enjoy it a little bit more, because if not, it's gonna drag, but we will see. Everybody seems to love this book, so crossing my fingers. It is the next day, and I am now 45% of the way through Legendborn, and I'm still kind of feeling the same way about it. I don't like it, but I don't dislike it. It has gotten a little bit more exciting, and we're finding out some more things, but I also find myself zoning out while listening to the audiobook. So I don't know if the audiobook was not the best choice for me, or if the story is just not super interesting to me in general. I'm not really sure. But now we've kind of figured out that this boy that Bree was spending time with, I can't remember exactly why he was assigned to be around her. The school that they're at told him to be around her, to oh, there's a cat. told him to be around her to like babysit her pretty much, I think. God, I hope I'm not wrong. I could be wrong because I've been like zoning out, but I think that's why he was originally came into contact with her. But since then, they have found out that he is actually the descendant of King Arthur. So it's not her, I guess, that is like the King Arthur figure in this book. But we found out that each member of the Round Table, the Knights and King Arthur, they have descendants, and the descendants get reawakened when the Shadowborn, which are like the demons, the bad guys, come around. The Knights' descendants get reawakened to like fight and protect. And so they're being reawakened, and they're going through this like tournament that I mentioned before to find out who's going to be who's squire and things like that. So she did participate in one of the like tournament trials, and she didn't do too bad, but her goal still is to figure out what happened to her mother, pretty much. Who, if her mother was killed, who killed her, things like that. So I thought that the goal was kind of going to change and not just be all about figuring out who killed her mom. But since we're halfway through and that's still really what's kind of spurring everything on for her, at least, I'm assuming that it's going to continue to be kind of this discovery of what happened to her mom, because she found out that her mom did magic, used magic, things like that. So there's things that she didn't know. So I'm thinking that that's what this book is going to be about. And then maybe in the sequel, we'll kind of discover some other things. I don't know. I could totally be wrong, especially because I'm not totally 100% sure what's going on right now in the book because I've been zoning out. But I'll update you later. I finished Legendborn. Sorry if there's an echo, I'm in my bathroom. There's not a whole lot more I feel like I should say because I don't want to give away spoilers since the rest is like the last 50% of the book. But it was just all right. I think it's going to be 3 stars for me. I'm definitely not going to read the next one whenever that comes out. And if I wasn't doing a reading vlog, I probably would have DNF'd it, if I'm honest. I don't think I would have finished it. So, you know, it's all right. I didn't buy the little romance that there was between Bree and Nick. I wasn't like in on that. I didn't think that that was that great. I didn't want them to be together. There's another character that I wish she would have been with instead. And there were some things that really irritated me, like in particular, how she reacted after she got the answers she was looking for really annoyed the crap out of me. Like, I understand that she's only 16, and that's obviously going to play a part in her immaturity and the way she responded to that, but it really just rubbed me the wrong way. So overall, I don't know that I regret reading it, but I kind of felt like a waste of time because I really just did not enjoy it that much. Definitely not as much as everybody else does. So I'm crossing my fingers that Once in Future will be much better. Like I said, I did start it and listen to about an hour, I think, of the audiobook before, and I did really, really enjoy it. I'm going to physically read it this time just because I think I would prefer that better with that book in particular. So I'm going to start reading that and then let you guys know how that's going. I'm hoping that I like it more than I liked Legendborn. So I feel like I need to be better about just like chatting in my reading vlogs, because I feel like all I do is just give updates on books, but I don't like talk about anything else in my life. And I don't know if you guys like care about that, but I feel like I want to try to be a little bit better about just like chatting. Sorry if you can see the reflection. I have those in my glasses. I have those lights that are like in my ceiling. I don't know what they're called, but they're like spaced like in the ceiling, throughout the ceiling. You know what I mean? I'm sure they have a name, but they're not like in like a ceiling fan or anything like that, you know? And they give off the literal worst lighting ever. But I have those throughout my entire house. So anytime I film in the evening when I have the lights on, it just looks terrible. But so sorry if you can see the reflection like in my glasses. It's awful. And sorry if you can hear my dryer, I'm doing laundry. But I did not read any of Once and Future today. And I'm currently reading Beach Read, which I'm not going to talk about in this video, but that's what my current like physical book is that I'm reading. And I think I'm just going to finish that before I even start Once and Future. So I'm probably not going to start it until Monday maybe. So I don't think I'm going to film this weekend anything for this reading vlog, and I think I'll just pick it back up on Monday and go from there. You can probably hear my cat meowing. I have a Himalayan, and if you've ever had a Himalayan, the purebreds, they like sing when they meow. I don't know how else to describe it, but it's not like a normal meow. They sound like they're singing, and it's my favorite thing on the planet. My cats are like, I literally sound like a crazy cat lady, but I have 2 cats, and they are like everything to me. I have a dog. He's old. He's 15. I've had him anyway for 10 years. But he is more of my husband's dog now, the older we get, because my husband spoils the crap out of him. So I have a dog, and then I have a rabbit that you guys have seen. So I'll probably like feature them more. I do have a little clip of Ivy. She's my Himalayan cat. She was just like sitting watching me read. So I have a little clip of that I might insert after this clip. But I kind of want to insert like little bits of my animals too, because they're like my whole life. Because I don't have any kids, and I'm a really big introvert. Like I just am a homebody. I stick to being at home because of my health with my lupus. I don't really work. I work a couple days a week. Like I had mentioned before in another video, I'm an esthetician. So I work a couple days a week, but I don't really work a lot. So I really just hang out at home with my animals. So I'll probably start inserting like little bits of those in my reading vlogs, but I also don't know like how often I'll do reading vlogs. I like to do them because they're a little bit easier for me than filming like a normal video like in front of my bookshelves, like a pre-planned video. Vlogs are a little bit easier, so I might start trying to do those. It's just kind of like what you guys want to see. My videos recently have not been doing well at all compared to what they were doing. Like they're getting less than 100 views, and like they're not doing well. But that's okay. So I'm trying to figure out what people want to see. So let me know, leave me like some feedback down below, like what you want to see, or if you care to see more reading vlogs. I'd kind of appreciate some feedback. So I am on page like 96 or something, close to page 100 of Once and Future. And this is a super, super fast-paced book. Like, there's already been so many things that have happened, but this book jumps in right away to pretty much finding out that the main character, Ari, I don't know how they pronounce it, is King Arthur. You're really following her and her brother at the very beginning, and they are kind of on the run. They live in a different planet. They don't live on Earth. They live on this planet called Mercer, and she is from a different planet, and she was found and adopted by her brother's moms. He has 2 moms, and grew up that way with her brother that way, but she's kind of always been in hiding because she's not supposed to be there. They don't, like, she's a different species or something, they think, and she's not supposed to be there. But something happens, and they end up getting on like their little spaceship thing, her and her brother, and evacuating Mercer, the planet. And they wind up having to land on what they call Old Earth, which is Earth, but it's not inhabited anymore. It's like a wasteland. And that's where she finds Excalibur. And she pulls it out of this tree stump, pretty much. and takes it with her when they then leave old Earth and go to a separate planet, and their adventures kind of start there. Merlin is awakened when she pulls out the sword, and then he's trying to find her and, you know, flies to whatever planet that she happened to be on at the time. And he's totally like taken back that it's a woman and not a man like it always has been, like it's always been a young boy. And so he's super shocked by that and is now kind of just following her around on all these little planets and places that she's going, because she's still on the run and all this crazy stuff has happened. And that's just a very small portion of what has happened. And I'm only on page 100. So this is a super fast-paced book and I'm really liking it so far. I like it a lot more than I liked Legendborn at this point. So I have higher hopes for this one than I did for Legendborn, and I'll just keep reading and let you guys know how it's going. Ignore my giant zit, please. But I am now on page like 160, I think, of Once and Future, and it's not necessarily taking a turn for the worse, but I am not as interested anymore by any means. It kind of took a lot for me to read the next 60 pages, like it's been a couple days. And so I'm hoping to just kind of push through and read the last like 200 pages and finish it tonight. That's why I'm doing this update so soon after the last one. Like it's only been 60 pages and I'm already coming back to talk about it again. But that's just because I'm just going to try and push through it and finish it tonight. So I want to get a little bit more of my thoughts out. So this book does have a whole lot of representation in it. They've got, like I said earlier, Ari's brother, his name is Kay. He has 2 moms. Ari herself is, I'm not exactly sure. It hasn't been specified, but she's currently with a woman. There's another character named Lamorak. I don't know how to say it, but that character is fluid. They have they, them pronouns. Merlin is gay. I'm trying to think and not forget any, but there's other characters that I think are probably not necessarily heterosexual, but I don't know for sure, so I don't want to like say anything. But there's a whole lot of representation in this book. To be honest, out of the characters that we know, I think there's only one that is actually straight, and that's Kay, Ari's brother. I could be wrong because like I said, not all of it is completely specified. It's like hinted at. So I don't want to like be wrong, but that's what I think so far that they are. But as for the storyline and what's kind of going on, I have lost some interest in that, which is kind of disappointing. There's still quite a bit going on. I just don't care that much, which is so upsetting because I really didn't want to read 2 books in this vlog that I wasn't the biggest fan of. As of right now, where I'm at, which is about 50%, a little less than 50% of the way through the book, I don't expect to continue. There's a sequel, and I don't think that I'm going to read the sequel, which is not the best, but I'm gonna keep going. Maybe it'll turn itself around and I will end up liking the ending of it, but I'm not so sure. Look at her. Literally the most beautiful cat on the planet. This is Ivy. Yeah, I look like I've been dragged through a bush. That's because I just woke up. Give me a break. But I did not finish Once and Future last night like I intended to. I woke up and finished this morning. And it did get better, I will say. There was like that slow part for like 100 pages or so in the middle of the book, but it did pick up at the end and I did enjoy the ending. I thought it was a good ending. So I totally see where the sequel is going with this. They, like throughout the book, they had to defeat Mercer, like I had mentioned, which is like their governing type thing, company. It's kind of weird because it's like this sci-fi fantasy, so it's like in space and, you know, all this nonsense. But that was their like big thing that they needed to do, was defeat Mercer. And so that's what the whole like book was about, the last like 250 pages. So it was good. I would give it probably 3.5 stars. I did like it a little bit better than Legendborn, but again, I'm not going to continue. I'm not going to read the next book in the series. But if it sounds interesting to you, then I would for sure read it. I mean, it wasn't like a bad book. I didn't regret my time reading it or anything like that. It just wasn't like a new favorite. So it's kind of up to you. If you think that that's something that you would like, then for sure read it. Like I said, I like it better than Legendborn. So take that for what it is. But I'm gonna go ahead and end this vlog, upload this video, and I will talk to you guys in the comments.